Alright guys, so official November 9th update patch note has been released onto Cookie Kingdom. So let me go over everything that is going to be happening so that you guys know exactly what you guys should be expecting for the update that's happening actually tomorrow, all right, or in about a day and a half. All right, so here we go. So it says, greeting from the Kingdom team. Take a look at the list of new features coming with the November 9th update. It says, what's new costume sets and stories. So new costume sets for the villainous idol group B.A.D 4 are available. So we have all 4 of the costumes that are going to be for the Brute, as well as Licorice, Poison Mushroom, and Red Velvet, and a new story to go along with the new costume set is available. So sadly, no pomegranate is going to be available here, guys. So I guess we might have to wait a little bit more on that one. We'll see it. And then the next one is the new B.A.D 4 rhythm stage. So if you remember, we saw that you were able to play as the B.A.D 4. So it says a new stage featuring B.A.D and Dark has been added to the rhythm stage for you to enjoy B.A.D 4's thrilling performance. Complete the BTS concert battle stage 12 mission. Clear the perfect microcosmos show 3 to unlock the enter button. The B.A.D 4 rhythm stage does not require entry items and can be played anytime. So you do not need to use your BTS tickets in order to go and play this one. So I guess everybody can enjoy this anytime. And then the next one is going to be a Super Mayhem. And it says right here, just like in the previous season, you need to set up 3 teams with 5 cookies. Of course, a total of 15 cookies. And then your team 1 will battle the opponent's team 1, and your team 2 will fight the opponent's team 2 afterwards. And it says the player with the most victories will win. So it's kind of similar to how we did it last time, guys. There's no continuation here. So your team 1, after they win or lose their battle, they're going to be gone forever. And then, of course, team 2 comes out, team 3 comes out. It's basically best of 3, all right? And then it says all cookies are boosted to level 60, all right? So it's kind of similar to how they did with the Black Pearl Island. All skill levels are boosted to level 60. Bonus effects of toppings will not be activated. Wow, okay, so the main effects will be applied, but the bonus effect unlocked that reaching plus 6, 9, and 12 are not applied. So basically, substats are irrelevant in this stage. All right, so they're only allowing us to go with just regular toppings. So here's the good and the bads about this particular thing is that if this happens, then that everybody is playing on the same playing field except for the promotions and ascension, which means that you don't have any other thing that's going to boost your stats except for your bonds, as well as the statue, your the technologies and things like that. So pretty much what they're gearing towards here is, I gotta say, and it's kind of sad to say, but it's gonna be favored for the pay to win players. So once again, we'll just have to see how it turns out. But yeah, we'll see. And it says toxic poison clouds will appear in every round of Super Mayhem battles and inflict the sinister presence debuff, dealing damage to everyone on the field. Members of the B.A.D 4 enjoy increased stat in the Super Mayhem. So again, we might have to use Brute, Licorice, Poison Mushroom, and Red Velvet for your teams. Increased stats, the attack of B.A.D 4 members increase in the Super Mayhem. Immunity to sinister presence, as well as once you reach a certain tier, the team info of your opponents will be hidden. That's the same thing as when you reach Master, I believe 2 and 1 right now instead of the arena. All the information are going to be hidden. It says on the Crystal 3 to dive in 2 tier, the 3rd cookie and treasures of the 2nd and 3rd team will be hidden. So this is kind of saying, what's going to be hidden. And then it says reach the Super Mayhem Master tier to obtain the statue carved by the Sweet and Tears design. All right, so the Brute statue that we saw earlier. And then it says there's a topping storage update. You can now use the topping storage to save and load your topping presets when needed. Now you can compare the stats of your equipped toppings with ease. The topping storage is unlocked once you finish researching the topping storage in the Sugar Gnome Lavatory. You can save topping presets in the topping storage. Swap the topping presets of your choice depending on the cookie or the battle mode. In order to save or load the toppings from the topping storage, the cookie must be level 30 or higher and have all 5 of their topping slots unlocked. If you need to remove toppings from the cookie while loading a preset, it will cost you coins to remove the toppings. If you want to compare the equipped toppings with the different presets, you can use the compare toppings feature and compare the equipped effects and stat. So this is actually a really, really good thing. I just still hope that they'll go and just fix the problem with how much gold or how many coins is spend on toppings, but at least there is something that they're changing. So the toppings storage is actually a really good thing, because people do go and switch around toppings for certain guild boss battle team as well as certain arena teams. All right, and it's always hard to go back and after you take out toppings from one, to put it back into the one that you guys will want it to, right, without having it mixed up every single time. So this is gonna allow us to save the headache. However, once again, I still think that they need to go and adjust the coin cost, but we'll just have to see. And then the next one is going to be our epic cookie, Macaron cookie. I think that's how you pronounce it, Macaron. Tell me one or two, all right? So Macaron cookie is a magic cookie who uses the skill Mighty Macaron Parade. Skill description: following Macaron Cookie's exciting cheer, the Macaron animals will start marching, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Non-cookie enemies will receive an additional damage. Her contagious enthusiasm will increase the attack and crit of your allies and restore their HP. Depending on the number of hits from the Macaron animals, Macaron Cookie will gain a stack of the Happy Parade buff. Macaron Cookie will then restore the HP of her allies proportional to the number of stacks of Happy Parade once the parade is over. So it seems like we're having more of a supportive magic cookie here. So kind of surprised that her role is a magic rather than a healer or support. I mean, there is that damage, right? And we're having another cookie who is going to be doing another extra bonus damage to non-cookie enemies. So kind of dealing with summoners as well as other, PvE stages. So interesting to see how much that percentage is going to be. But we do see that attack and crit is being increased. So a lot of emphasis on the crit once again. And we are having extra heal as well. So we'll just have to see exactly how big the heal is going to be. Is it going to be a letdown or is it going to be something very good? Because when there's a magic cookie who does something like this, rather than just focusing on attack, aka Mingo, it does tend to get forgotten. So we'll just have to see. Because of the fact that there's only 5 cookies that you can use, it's just better to use something that is going to increase your attack, crit, as well as just deal extra damage. So we'll just have to see how significant this HP storage is going to be, and how much of these buff is going to be. If it's more than 15% for something like this, then it's definitely going to be used. And then the next one is going to be BTS Rhythm Stage New Difficulty Master Mode. So you guys were asking me inside of the comment section and whether Master Mode is coming out or not. Master Mode is coming out, and that is going to be added for Dynamite, Butter, Mic Drop, Permission to Dance, Microcosmos, as well as Yet to Come. So all of the songs that we have so far for BTS is going to be getting a Master Stage, and missions relating to Master difficulty will be added to the Army Bomb mission event. And the next one is going to be unexpected news. Werewolf cookie is getting a magic candy, not black raisin here, guys. We are actually getting a werewolf cookie magic candy, and it might be time for a possible revival of werewolf cookie. It says skill description: enemies that are hit by regular attacks during transformation are inflicted with injury. All right, if werewolf cookie attacks injured enemies while transformed, he will inflict a fatal wound and torn scar debuff. At the end of his transformation, deal a final strike to his enemies. Werewolf cookie's magic candy makes him heavier, making him less affected by knockbacks and flying. With the introduction of werewolf cookie's magic candy, certain stats of werewolf cookie will be adjusted in order to fully utilize the effects of his magic candy. Attack increased by 27%. Defense increased by 15%, HP increased by 15%, and HP increase buff icon will now appear. Alright, so very cool. Alright, I am seeing here Fatal Wound and Torn Scar debuff. This is actually really interesting. And then also, we don't know as of right now how much of this injury stacks can be possible. Alright, as of right now, I believe the maximum injury a cookie could have is 25%. And I believe it's like 12.5% with dark cacao, as well as around 10% with espresso. So it'll be interesting to see what this is going to be. And with werewolf being like this, and depending on how much of this fatal wound and the torn scar debuff and the final strike damage is going to be, we might be able to see werewolf being used in something like a speed comp alongside caramel arrow and brute. to deal some good amount of damage and the stacks, and just have this like crazy amount of stuns and debuffs. So we'll just have to see how that works out, whether Werewolf Cookie is actually finally going to be receiving the recognition that he has longed for. All right, next one is going to be guild battle improvement. So it says boss monsters and summon monsters will not be able to deal crit hits, and the HP of the boss monster will be reduced on certain levels. Starting from level 34, the attack of the boss will remain the same. All right, this is actually huge. But here is the thing, right? This is really good. The crit hit is really good because of the fact that now you don't need to worry about the random RNG factor of your cookies dying in case they receive a critical hit. Because once you reach like a very high like stage, you know, sometimes the critical hit can make a big difference. It will mean that whether your cookie can live or die, and that means that you will lose out on a lot of, you know, damage. But now that the critical hit factor is gone, it is going to be great for a lot of the guild. However, with this one right over here, with the starting from level 34, the attack of the boss monsters remaining the same, I think there are goods and bads. We'll just have to see exactly how that's going to turn out, because that means that you can literally use the same team from level 34 and then try to deal as much damage. And the only thing is that's going to increase the HP. So we'll just have to see how that is going to affect the whole overall ranking. It will definitely make it easier for a lot of players, and the toppings and settings like that will definitely be affected. And then the next one is going to be Living Abyss skill effects and adjustments. Poisonous breath damage will be greatly reduced and redistributed to the corruption debuff to alleviate the difficulty. The distance and the number of cookies required for poisonous breath have been increased. The skill's attack pattern will be more consistent. Abyssal Missile and Sticky Venom damage will be greatly reduced. The HP of Licorice Ooze monster will remain the same as level 1. The duration for Devour targets will be reduced from 15 seconds to 6 seconds, and true damage caused by devouring will be reduced from 90% to 50%. This is actually a really big thing. Now that it's something like this, I believe that Living Abyss is going to be targeted more than the dragon, or, you know, people are going to be farming more towards, you know, either Living Abyss or dragon. Right now, for a lot of the guilds, it's Avatar and dragon, and then here and there Living Abyss. But with this adjustment, a lot of toppings are going to be changed, a lot of teams are going to be changed, as well as a lot of guilds are going to try and take advantage of this. And then the next one is going to be guild battle rewards. The amount of trophies awarded for defeating level 1 through 6 boss will be increased. The requirement for participation reward in one guild battle season will change from 18 to 15, and the participation reward for all guild members participating will be increased from 400 to 800 heroic medals. Good thing, just small adjustments. That's really good to see. Additions, changes, and improvements, new deck cores, as well as we got rhythm stage improvements. So now you can practice each difficulty level in every rhythm stage using the practice feature. Should have been added since day one, but good to see that they're actually adding it. The note hitboxes will be made less strict. New settings are added to the rhythm stage. You can now change controls in the rhythm run mode. You can change the placement of your jump slide buttons in the controls. Okay, that's interesting. You can now toggle the concert visual effects on or off using the simple effects. You can now make the spacing of lines more narrow by using adjust lane spacing. The minimum value of the concert speed will be changed to 1 instead of 0.1. If you have set the concert speed to lower than 1, the setting will automatically change to 1 after the November 9th update. So it is to prevent people from going crazy, all right? But good to see that there are some changes that are happening. Good to see the practice feature. Like I said, it should have been added a little bit earlier, but at least they're adding it now for us to practice the master mode. And then the mileage shop here is that Captain Caviar is being added, and there are a lot of different other things that are going to be added here. All right, so very excited to see exactly all of these changes, especially for the guild boss battle. I think that's going to be a really big part for me, just because I am focusing on my guild, you know, right now more than the arena. And then the next one is going to be Werewolf Veg Candy, and then of course it's going to be Macaron Cookie, and to see exactly what that's going to be. Anyways, guys, excited to see the update. It is pretty big for a mid up, like a smaller update, or quote unquote smaller update. Maybe it's not a smaller update. They actually planned it so that it is on the beginning of the month for it to be big. But hopefully you guys are excited as well, and let's see what's going to be taking place when this update comes live. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.